Hey, I'll clock in shortly. I'm just getting ready here. I've got a couple things I need to do. Sorry for coming in a little late. My regular work day got a little long, so I wasn't able to prep as much as I wanted to. So I'm prepping now. That's all right. Got my nice fancy soda here tonight. Thank God, Jack and Valeno are in tonight. I mean, I don't think we recorded our HIO, our Hockey Inside Out episode yesterday, and we did not have Jack projected to be in the lineup. Uh, but it looks like he's in, so I'm a little surprised, pleasantly surprised. Wearing the hat? I'm wearing a hat. I'm not wearing the hat. I don't want to like overuse it, I find. Is that fair? Yeah, Jack Eye's in. Hold on. Let me get that information for you right now. I mean, we're still a good 10 minutes till puck drop, but I'll Canadians lines. Yeah, here we go. Struble is out. I'm surprised. You'll have to let me know what you guys think of the lines here. All right, here's what we got here. Here are the lines. Caulfield, Suzuki, Slavkovsky back together again. Newhook, Evans, Demidov. That obviously contributed the winning goal the other night. Bolduc, Valeno, Dach. Okay, you do you. And then Texier, Deneau, Anderson. I guess they're saving Gallagher. Also, I think this is a much faster team, Buffalo, so I think that he might be out of his depth a little bit. And then Matson, Carrier, Hudson, Gooley, Jack Dobson. What do we got here? What's your prediction for scoring volume? I think there's gonna be a lot more goals. I think we all think there's gonna be a lot more goals than the Tampa series. I could easily see this being a 5-4 game, 6-5 game. Valeno will give Evans a break on the PK. Yes, Valeno will be very good. Just another weapon. I thought they were very good against Tampa on faceoffs. Buffalo's better team on faceoffs, actually. For a young team, they're very good at faceoffs. So that might be a little trickier, I think. Karen, you think it's going to be low scoring? I don't think so. They have a goalie in nets who's like an AHL goalie who's got hot. I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure how much. Eric posted 6-7 weeks ago that at least won the lottery. Then it's a rigged lottery. Guess who won the lottery? Did I say that? I mean I do I look. I'll say this about the lottery being rigged. Obviously, I have no proof that the lottery has been rigged. All I'll say is that when the Maple Leafs really needed to win a lottery, they won the lottery. And fair is fair. When the Montreal Canadiens needed to win the lottery, they won the lottery. Um, so I don't know. I'm not saying, hey, Karen, drinking hand. I got a drinking hand too. I got a special drink tonight. They're not sponsoring the show, but maybe they should. These a buddy of mine who makes this, so maybe I should hit him up and ask him if he wants to sponsor the show. Buffalo's too big and fast for Gallagher. Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. How much time until the game starts? I mean, you know how it goes. Broadcast starts at 7, anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes after that it starts. The season numbers were much lower. The lottery is 100% rigged. Look, I'm not gonna. What am I gonna say? Like it, There's always symmetry in the poetry and symmetry in the lottery winnings. So I don't know. Hi, folks. All primed for the game, but I'm going to miss puck drop. Emergency meeting of the Horticultural Society. Well, get the plants in order and then come on back. 5-1 max. Oh, my goodness. That's a big prediction. I like it. The Buffalo's big up front, very big. If you think they're big up front, you should look at their defense. Their defense is even bigger. They're just like a comically large team. And it's not a coincidence that when it all came together, the team was basically became like the hottest team in the league. So I'm not shocked about it. I needed to set up some stuff here. What is this? I got all these excess wires here. No, I don't need this wire. I need this wire. I was like, I need a wire. No, not this wire. This wire. Sorry, I have like a million wires. As a good work desk ought to have, I have a million wires. I don't know why I have this wire here though. This wire I definitely don't need. Let's get that out of here. Let's get that out of here tonight. Okay. The Suzuki line breaks out tonight. Demidov gets going on the board. Demidov to me seems super due. I really like the way he played. I saw some of us were kind of like me. That the results weren't quite there, but I thought he tried hard. He's still a rookie. Like I'm not expecting him to produce at the same rate that he did during the season. But I do you know, so if I do this, what is the situation here? Okay, I've got like a little setup tonight. Was happy to see in Buffalo begging resellers not to sell Habs fans, two Habs fans. Should be interesting to see how many Habs fans are there. I know, right? Oh, that's a good point. We should like find somebody who did and interview them for the paper. That'd be fun to hear how they got those tickets. Karen, that is arguable. I prefer to watch before to know before I watch, good or bad. That's the one thing about hockey that it doesn't have to be. In life, you never know what's going to happen. So sometimes in hockey, you can take a bit of a sure thing if you want. Hey, however you want to watch the game. There's no right or this is sports, man. There's no right or wrong way to sports, really. In the end, this is all just entertainment for us. Mm, not an ad. Not an ad. Just a soda. I like soda. That's great that you'll be there. Oh, Rick's gonna be there. 800 US for tickets. That is a pretty good price compared to what you'd pay in Montreal, that's for sure. Max says, I expect Buffalo to come out roaring and hitting. They have a very good forecheck as Boston found out. Boston was I think Buffalo. I think I'm even shocked that Boston got the 6 games against Buffalo. To be honest, I really thought Buffalo was going to absolutely kick the bejesus out of Boston and make it so easy. But no, it wasn't that bad in the end. They hung in there. They're a good defensive team, but I think there's a little more room in their D zone compared to Tampa. Yeah, I think they're a lot more punishing as a defensive crew, but I don't think they're as good defensively. So I do think that there's a chance for these games to get have a lot more scoring. There are a lot of Habs fans in Southwest Ontario. Mark says I'm one of them, and I live in Toronto since '87. Yeah, that's a contested zone. I know that the Gazette we did on Monday. Jack Todd wrote a piece about ostensibly encouraging everyone across Canada to root for the Habs. I know that That's how it is in the the NHL. People rep cities, they don't rep their country. Um, so I'm not surprised that the response to that article was very like, no, we will not root for the Habs. Uh, Mark, I think you got a typo there. Who's Japanese? You said Japanese guy. I trust me. I typo all the time. It's all good. I'll get back. I'll get back at you. If you mean Jack Eye, hey, go Habs go going. Karen watched the Laval Rockets beat the Marley series, tied 2-2. Kakkonen got a shutout. Next game moved Saturday 3 p.m. Friday to the Habs. Yeah, the early part of the Rockets series coincided with the Habs, and it was super annoying. How's Reinbacher? He got hurt, eh? Is he okay? What do you know? I like the video presentation on the Gazette with Todd after the win. Oh, thank you, Rick. That's done by the incredible John Kenny, and obviously Brendan Kelly's the host. I sprinkle a little fairy dust on that project too. But those two are the ones who do the big lifts. That's most of how it goes around here. I'm the guy who sprinkles little dust on projects, and then everybody else does a lot of hard work. Um, Alice was the man. Says, "Let's go." The legend of Dobes grows even larger. Uh, Max said, "I watched the panel on HIO talking about Jack Eye's future with the team. Why has no one mentioned Marty's dislike of Jack Eye? Nux looked like he wanted to. Well, they've talked about how he just gives them a shorter leash. They've talked about it a lot. The Knuckles will talk about that. He knows. He knows what's up. It's not personal with Marty. What it is with Marty is that Marty has he wants the defenseman to be really active in transition, and I think Jack Eye is like a slight step behind his teammates, so he gets burned a lot when it comes to lineup decisions. But I do think that he has recognized that he does need Jack Eye's strength in the lineup from, you know, from time to time. David says, "Why am I the first one hitting the like button?" Yeah, everybody hit the like button if you can. That'd be great. I'd love that. We had a lot of people here last time, so I mean, I know it was a game 7. I know it's special, but where's the like button? It should be under me. There should be like a thumbs up, thumbs down. Please don't put the thumbs down. Put the thumbs up. It's a thumbs up, Mark. It should be like below me, below my head. Go Habs go from Habinations. Right on. I think he only capitulates on Jack Eye when the pressure comes from above. Yeah, true. You gotta hit refresh, and then you can see the like. Marley's tried to goon it up at the end, but Jack Eye, Thorpe, and Tuck Arsenal were ready. I think I'm kind of curious about Thorpe. I feel like Thorpe might be a pretty decent fourth liner when the time comes. And okay, they're coming out. 2 boos. Top line has to be more productive, not winning another series without them stepping up. Hey, Adam, by the way, they won. Can you believe they won, Adam? I know, like, we had a lot of good fun in game 7 as the team drove us crazy and played terrible all game and then somehow won. But I was curious, Adam, to get your thoughts on that because you were definitely during game 7 being like, what the hell? Why are they playing like this? This is terrible. This game is terrible, which was. I concede that fact. But it was just funny to me that they won in the end. First game is as important as game 7. Hey, it doesn't matter which 4 you win, as long as you win 4. So if you can win them early, win them early. You should be able to see the like button, but hey, Mark, don't worry. Honestly, don't worry about it if you don't see the like. If you don't see the like button, it's all good. It's not. It's all good. Karen says Buffalo looks like a bunch of sissies in their silly blue suits. Oh, I like the Buffalo jersey with the three stripes. Is it three stripes? Three stripes. I like those jerseys. It's classic. Classic stuff. Game 7 was a nightmare. Thanks be to Dobesh. No, they played terrible. Here, Ryan said, even Nyland said they played horrible. Oh, Nyland was like, Knuckles was like, what the hell was that game? They were awful. No, absolutely. Absolutely. So I don't know what's not the lucky hat. I I feel like because the Habs won game 3, I want to say, when I wore this hat. They didn't win game 7 until I changed the hat. But I do feel like you can't I can't milk the same hat, right? I'll tell you what, if they go down 1-0, I'll change hat. I have like 3. I have so many hats hanging around here. There's no way they can be that bad again, can they? I mean, never say never, but that was really bad. That was like that was like historically bad. The no shots thing was like historically bad. So I can't imagine uh I can't imagine that they'll ever be that bad, right? I hope not. I hope not. We'll never hear the end of it. Nice little anthem there. Her name's Tammy Clooney? Is that the name of the anthem singer? Yeah, she's very good. Oh, is this the singer who like her mic wasn't working and everybody sang the thing? When will we see Oliver Kappen in this series? I think if this series gets pretty run and gun, you might see Oliver Kappen in. But I'm gonna guess probably not. Why can't we have a great anthem singer like this in Montreal? We have some good ones. Right? We have a couple good ones, I think. Thought that was Sabrina Carpenter. A little Sabrina. Okay, well, Robert, we're not getting Carrie Underwood tonight for game 1 of the Sabres Habs, and we're certainly not getting Whitney Houston. I'll tell you that much. But I thought that was pretty good for you know this kind of night. And they got Buffalo's got a drum going, and they got all kinds of stuff. All right, first period underway. Already a penalty. That didn't take long. So we got a Buffalo power play coming up here. That's kind of penalty where you go to the net, and you fall like, and the guy's not covering you right, like, you might get burned a little. It's just how it goes. Yeah, it wasn't Arbor at least. It was Lane Hudson who took the penalty, and whatever. It'll give Lane Hudson 2 minutes of rest. Man, my God, that guy playing what 27 minutes a night these days, something like that. All right, well we're a minute into the power play, and nothing to doing for Buffalo so far. Tage Thompson worries me in present, or doesn't worry you anymore. I know I'm sure he worries you still. He's a beast. That man is an absolute beast. And you know what? A good sign that big players, you got to give them time. Tage Thompson was not Tage Thompson coming out the chute here as an NHL player. He was involved in a trade. He kind of like worked his way up. Tuck also worries me. Tuck to me is like he's got Tom Wilson potential to really just like wreak havoc if we're not ready. Tuck's amazing. Tuck is such a good player. He was probably destined to leave as a free agent. He's a free agent at the end of the season. I think he was destined to leave. And then Buffalo, like he hadn't resigned, and then suddenly Buffalo got good, and he's from there. I think he'd be crazy not to come back. All right, well, 30 seconds left on this power play still. Yeah, exactly. He was drafted by the Blues, and then he was in the Ryan O'Reilly trade, I assume. I assume it was the Ryan O'Reilly trade. That worked out pretty well. It's funny. They kind of like went through Sam Reinhart. They went through Eichel, and like the trades weren't like that amazing, but there's all like these little pollinations, all these like little players from those deals that have like managed to stand the test of time. And there's no, it's a good kill, good penalty kill. It's taking forever though. I find. Isn't this like it feels like a slow penalty? No such thing, I suppose. But there's only seven seconds left in this. All right, well, we're back to 5-on-5. I'll take it. Was Bennington a rookie when the Blues won the cup? I didn't realize that. It was a good PK. Buffalo's getting super physical. It's the only way they know. Carey has been solid these playoffs. He came in. You know what? He came in to replace Dobson. He was like the primary recipient of ice time. Oh, look at this nice chance, Canadiens. Damn, that was a good chance. Tampa tried to get physical, and it did not work against the Habs. So they got a post so far. Yeah, exactly. That was indeed a post by too big a coincidence. Oh, hold on. I want to get to Karen's point here. Karen says, interesting how Rogers just flashed a multi-billion-dollar TV contract in front of Gary's face, and poof, they got a #1 pick. Isn't that funny, Karen? Isn't that funny indeed? Hmm. I know nothing. I know nothing. No one knows anything. But oh boy, with the 3-on-1 for Buffalo, and they make it 1-0. Ay ay ay. On a 3-on-1, just a brutal breakdown by the Habs there. That goal is going to go to it was Josh Doan, son of Shane. Son of Shane with the goal. If the Leafs take McKenna, I'll be amused. Yeah, so Hudson hits a post, and then he wipes out on that one and leaves his buddy Dobson out to dry. Uh, damn. Oh, another opportunity for Buffalo. Just get going and use our speed. Someone has to calm Hudson down. Hudson definitely was pretty I mean he played amazing, don't get me wrong. But there was a whole lot of talk about the game was it the game 6 and how nervous he looked. I don't know. I feel like he's a big game player, but I do feel like he wants to do maybe too much. Buffalo is a major concern. Why the lack of respect? Did somebody not Buffalo isn't a concern. Oh no, they're a very good team. They're a very good team. I wouldn't discount them at all. I think this is another coin flip series here. I think. The only way to me, I think that the Habs really like kick into the curb with ease is if Alex Lyons, you know, the clock strikes 12 on his play. We already have 3 shots. We needed 4 in the first period last game to score a goal, so only one more shot is needed. Buffalo's not going to the next round. Book it. I admire your confidence, Ray Band. Their goalies will choke. Their goaltending is like pretty tenuous. Luukkonen's pretty decent though. He just like kind of choked early in the playoffs, and they replaced him with Lyon, who ended up being really good. But yes, their goaltending is definitely a weak spot. Good pressure by the Habs. Yeah, they're not playing badly so far. Just Hudson blew a tire at the worst possible time. Habs. All right, there you go. That's the thing. Habs do have a possibility to create some turnovers. Buffalo turn over the puck. They'll give you a chance. Gavin McKenna was arrested for assault. He's on video punching out a person at a bar. That is true. But it looks like I don't know. Looks like nothing will come of it. So we'll see. We need to keep our heads up because they hit. Otherwise, not too worried. Yes, they definitely could. One hit from them could definitely change the complexion of the series here. They cannot allow one of their big defensemen to run wild. We should be more worried about our top line. Caulfield better show up. Demidov needs to get more involved. Yeah, no, especially in this kind of series that I don't think will be as tight defensively. Michael Paul. Hey, Michael Paul. You have full confidence in Dobesh? Yeah, I don't see why Dobesh will stop playing well. He seems in the zone and locked in. Oh, they did take away one of their shots. Mark says I have better so far. Al Wilson is defending his mom. Who's defending his mom? Wait, who are we talking about? Oh, Gavin McKenna. Turned to a misdemeanor. Yeah, exactly. I think it was just a. I don't think anything's going to come of it. And you would defend your mom if you had to, right? Oh, come on, Dano. Ah. Something tells me Jack Guy's going to play more this series. This does feel like a series where he would shine. But I thought he did pretty good in the Tampa series. I think he might just be a playoff performer, to be honest. Oh, nice try by Hudson, but nothing coming to it. Yeah, Jack Guy rubbed this guy out pretty well. Anderson a good shift. Hey, Veleno with his first touches, I think, of this playoff so far. Oh my God, Dobish came out so far. They can't handle our speed and skill. The Habs are definitely like doing a little more in the offensive zone than they ever did against Tampa. Tampa was very like in transition. Montreal can definitely have some sustained zone time against Buffalo, so they gotta take advantage. Yeah, it's 302 to 118 in zone possession for the Habs, so we gotta. Man, they're showing the Dano chance again, and then Doan with another chance for a goal there, and we're in a TV timeout right now. Got this, guys. There you go. That's the spirit. You still think we're gonna see 2-1 games? I don't think so. I don't. With these teams, I don't think so. These guys, this team has way more speed and what would I call it? Like more hit or miss. Like they're gonna take more chances than Tampa ever did. Feels like we have a power play. Yeah, we've tripled their ozone time so far in this game. It's 302 to 116 basically. The series is already 40 times faster. Demidov's getting close. Potentially a wide open series with a lot of scoring. Our top line will not be denied. We're going to light up these guys, Ray-Ban says. I thought the Flyers would have been doing better. I'm completely shocked that the Flyers made the playoffs. They suck. They got some good young players and they got hot, but I didn't. I'm like, they just need to score the next goal. Well, the Canadians never went down 2 goals all last series, so I'm curious to see what happens here. Can say Habs are a better team so far, but playoffs are about capitalizing, and Buffalo have so far, and the Habs have not yet. That is true, but it's still early. There's only 8:25 left in the first period, so there's lots of time to go. That being said, Buffalo's going to go on the power play yet again. I hope Buffalo suffers from imposter syndrome and folds like an origami butterfly. Very poetic, Karen. And yes, that was my one thought about them coming into the playoffs. I was like, Tampa, you know what you're getting from Tampa. Buffalo, like the clock absolutely could strike 12. Look at the Canadians last year that were so good. They were like so red hot entering the playoffs, and then playoffs are a different beast, and they just got their butts kicked. But you know what? Buffalo were good for like 5 months, so they're the real deal. Yes, he went down easy. So what? Do what you got to do to draw a penalty. Take note, Montreal. The refs have to not call those though. Would be nice, but again, if you put yourself in a position where you're in the defensive zone and they're running around, like they're gonna call those. They're not gonna call them if you're in the offensive zone and the guy goes down, or if you got the puck. If you've got the puck, like it's not happening. So you do have to like not put yourself in a position. Yeah, how is no didn't he Dahlian's okay. Was a nice hit though. I hope they show it on the replay. Dahlin is diving. Yes, that is a known component of his game. Dano's been so good on the draw. It's the same ref standards as the Tampa series. Yeah, the Buffalo power play so far looking about as good as the Tampa one. Hopefully we get some makeup calls. That was a penalty. Stick. Nick lifted him with the stick between the legs. Great kill again. There's about 9 seconds I've got on that power play. It is indeed 2-0. Damn. 2-0 Sabres right at the end of the power play. Was it? So this is the first time these playoffs the Canadiens have fallen by two goals here. They've kind of gifted that one. End of the power play. Yeah, he was still in the box. It would look like so. It was right at the tail end of that power play. Two guys down low, no Habs down low. They were kind of aggressively out. And with not much of an angle on there, that's a Ryan McLeod, eh? Just another big body, that guy. 2-0 for the Buffalo Sabres. Yeah, Tampa never really had the lead very much. Most of it came from tying the game and then going into overtime. So this is definitely unfamiliar territory for these Habs. I don't know what to say. I think Hudson better put this period behind him. Sure, Montreal will score, but Buffalo will keep scoring. They have so much skill. Should have stayed aggressive. I know they kind of just like I don't know. They kind of like checked out a little bit at the end of that power play. If they're down 3-0, you'll turn it off. Damn. Harsh. There's still 5 minutes left in this period. There's still time to get on the board here. Also, it's only game one. I mean, look, they could lose 20-0 in game one, and it doesn't matter. You're just down one game on the road. It's not like the end of the world, you know what I mean? Stop being scared of the Sabres. Yeah, what do you think's gonna happen? You think Darren Poopa? Oh, Karen's asking me to put on the other. I'll put it on in the intermission, I think. No, I'll go put on the hat. Okay, do you want me to go? Okay, I'm gonna go put on the other hat, all right? I'll be right. But now they only believe in this hat. I know. I'm dumb. Okay, I will. All right. Should I sell my tickets Friday and not go? It's only 2-0 against a goal, Alex. You've turned off Chris Cuthbert. He hates Montreal. Yes, he's not a big fan. I put the hat back on though, guys. Also, I went over because the hat was in my bedroom, and my wife was there, and she was like, what are you in here for?" I was like, "Oh, I like came to like change the hat," and she's like, "You didn't already have the hat on?" So even my wife is telling me I made the wrong choice here. Yeah, exactly, Rick. You gotta go for all of it's not just for you. You have to go for all of us. Kirby Dach needs to hit someone. I don't know if he needs to hit someone so much as he needs to like go in the corner and bang around and get the puck. Which I guess is the same as hitting someone. Boston beat the hell out of Buffalo in game one. Relax. The only time they did. That series was pretty lopsided after that, I felt. You had a beer with Lindy Ruff one time? Hold on. Let's go back to this one. I had a beer with Lindy Ruff when he's assistant coach in Florida. Foster's Pub on Elm Street, Toronto. Oh, that's fun. How was he? How was Lindy Ruff? You have to tell us, Mark. He just seems like such a like great hockey lifer. Aragon asks the important question here. Why do they keep having Chris Cuthbert announce the Montreal games? Because he's their A guy, and the Canadiens are the only team left. I thought they should have given the Tampa series to Bartlett, and the Cuthbert should have gotten the Edmonton series, but I guess he didn't want to go to the West Coast. Oh, that was a nice try to Texier, but yeah. I swear to God, if Caulfield goes into a shell again, you're going to lose so much respect for him. Pimvash says, I'm not jumping to conclusions, but I am pointing out that we have 2 goals in the last 8 periods of hockey. Yes, not good. The offense is pretty dried up at the moment. This is the first time I've seen Hudson rattled. Yeah, he's got a... I'm not too worried about him, though. I think he'll figure it out. You've got this loser, Darren Panger. You don't like Panger? I like Panger. I mean, more nice offensive time for the Habs, but not much to do in there. Keep calm, grasshoppers. We've got this, Karen says. Kelly says, not negative, Rick, just a soft start. Need to tighten up and have bang in the next goal. Yeah, this is, guys, the Tampa series was like 3 weeks of like hell. So being down 2-0 in game one is not like a huge deal. Oh my God, Bob's here. Had surgery yesterday. And they let me out today so I can come watch the game in comfort. Oh, thank you so much, Bob, for joining us, and I hope you're okay. I hope all is well with you. Don't know what's up, but if you're good, I hope you're good. I hope you're feeling well, and I hope whatever you had is in the rear view. Why do people forget there are 3 periods in a hockey game? There's plenty of time, and 2 goals against the Buffalo Sabres I don't think is going to be that. When we look back on this series, I don't think it's going to be crazy. I think that their goals will be scored. Losing game 1 isn't the end of the world. Relax. They haven't even lost yet. Remember, in the regular season, they'd be down 2-0 all the time and then come back. So it could happen here. We're down, but we've been the better team, so it's far from over, Mark says. Was the penalty on Hudson a decent call or the usual reffing? I would say it was a pretty weak call. I think that's what other people were kind of saying. But Kelly says it was a good call, tripped him. You know what? I felt like it was a regular season penalty. That was how I describe it. Like, did he trip the guy? Yeah, you can make a case he tripped the guy, but it's the playoffs. You're like, eh. But I guess it's early. It's not quite like game 7, good game 7 thing. Demidov and Slav not doing much so far. Sorry, I was doing something else. I see a hat change. Yes, I was instructed to go get the other hat. That the gray hat is done for the playoffs. No more St. Andrew's hat. We're gonna ride this hat until things get better. The beatings will continue until morale improves. So, wouldn't it be something if all we had to do was wear the right hat and they win? I mean, my life has always been better when I've worn the right hat. So I think it's possible. If announcers had a profound bias, they would lose their jobs. It's not a bias. It's just like he just doesn't know. The thing is that like the Toronto crew just like doesn't know the team, so they're not that excited about it. Like they don't cover the team; they cover the Leafs. So when they come and do this game, it's like imagine if we all went to like do a Leafs live blog one night. We just like probably wouldn't be that excited. You know what I mean? Like we just wouldn't be that excited about it. It's kind of that. When Evans is the second line center, that's a big problem. Yeah, but that's, that's who it is. You can't make a trade now, and there was no second line centers to be acquired at the deadline, as far as I'm concerned. So Buffalo's the dreaded 2-goal lead. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Did you eat a 7-Eleven pizza, Bob? Is that what happened to you? Pretty sure the Ducks had the most comebacks, and they were second, I think. Did they really? Yeah, I mean the Ducks are like the Habs, young, young and full of desire. 2 minutes left in the first period here. If I had to do a Leafs blog, I'd win the lottery. They sure did. And now they get to draft probably a pretty good player and what's like not the. Oh, another post, man. Another post and now post. So the Habs have two. So for all the talk about this and that, the Habs do have two posts tonight. So life could have been a little different. I mean, it doesn't matter in the end. Excuses. Habs are down to a 14% win probability. Yes, they are down 2. But there's 2:02 left in the period, so there is a chance that they can go down 2-1. That would be a lot more manageable entering the second period. I was hoping Marty would go back to a regular season lineups with Kapanen centering line 2. We'll adjust, and we have the Sabres headaches during the regular season. Yeah, I think Kapanen was just so bad that I just didn't. I don't know. I think they just gave up on that for the season. I mean, not for forever or anything, but. Once again, a pretty okay start here. They're moving the puck at least a little bit. But it's down the ice. I mean, I feel like this power play is already like getting some decent chances, but there you go. 2-1. Sorry, 2-1 Sabres, I should say. 2-1 Sabres, I should say. Not 2-1 Habs. 2-1 Sabres. There's our captain, Suzuki. Adam, not happy about a goal at all. Fair. I think I scored 5 on 5, but hey, you can win. If you score a lot on the power play, you can still win this thing. Captain Suzuki scores. You're at least one business day behind the live ad. No, it's because I mean I'm a little bit behind, but I'm not like that. Like decently behind, but not that bad. I'm 20 seconds behind in game time. I've been tracking. All right. For all the whining, complaining, down one in the road isn't that bad. The hat. That's true. Maybe it was the hat all along. Buffalo would take penalties. Good point by you need P and P on your screen. I know. I wish I had the legal rights to picture. It's just the same old, dude. We need more 5-on-5. Yes, no 5-on-5 goal here, but it is 2-1 at the end of the first period. Oh my god, I keep spelling Sabres ER. I gotta stop doing that. And the shots were 10-6 Habs. Oh yeah, Buffalo had a power play goal too, so each got drink a beer, slam an edible. With the exception of the score, the Habs did a lot better than the Sabres. So much more room on the power play against Buffalo. Yeah, they're not nearly as aggressive. Tampa was always on us. Yeah, they had 2 guys on Hudson every time, and then this time, if you're relying on Buffalo taking penalties, that's a problem. They actually do take quite a few penalties, don't they? I feel like they're pretty during the regular season, where were they at? So where's Buffalo in penalty minutes per game? Yeah, they're 7th. I mean, they're 7th, and the Habs are. So they're both like. Both the Sabres and the Habs this year took a lot of penalties. So you definitely got like opportunities here. Already drinking whiskey, 5 shots in. Oh my God! Don't. I don't know what I don't know what your tolerance is, Adam. But I hope it's not. I hope you're not going over your limit here. Not sure I would survive the first period. Good grief! It was kind of like a weird disjointed one. It wasn't the most exciting. It wasn't as exciting as the Tampa series. I thought this was like a bit more flat. That goal is definitely needed. Change the attitude of both teams. Yeah, going down 2-0 would have been bad. Not the end of the world, but bad. They'll make mistakes and take penalties. Yeah, Buffalo were 7th in penalty minutes in the season. So there is that. Nice recovery by Montreal that period. Hudson is starting to settle down. Suzuki, by the way, is a Buffalo killer, and the power play looked good. You can tell Lindy's feeling the pressure. Lindy's like a million billion years old. He's got to be okay. I'm sure he's fine. Yeah, Adam, are you drinking Irish whiskey? What whiskey are you drinking? Is it Irish whiskey or? I drink my Canadian. I drink Canadian whiskey for the most part. I'm mostly a Wiser's guy. Um, I used to be like a Jack Daniels guy back in the day. Now I don't drink Jack Daniels anymore. I drink Wiser's, and then I also drink sometimes the Crown Royal Rye, like the green labeled one, which is kind of like a poor man's Jameson. I like that one too. Just getting ready for the second period where we come back and trounce these clowns. Oh, I had a narrowing neck artery operated on. Sore but alive. Well, I'm happy that you're alive. I don't know the severity of a narrowing neck artery. It sounds pretty serious. So I'm all nothing but love, Bob Taylor. Be comfortable and don't get up and scream if something happens in the game. Wisers, yes, I am. There you go, Adam. Fist bump, a fellow member of the Wiserhood. Adam, I like it. Drinking whiskey makes me throw rocks at my own house. Wait, what? Why does it make you do that? Ray never drinks. Just enjoy a few natural herbs with my friends. Oh, we got some Jameson 12-year, Bushmills 10-year, and Black Bush. Ooh, those sound lovely. Bushmills is good. Can't really find it in Quebec very often. I find I don't know if it's if always available or hard available. Sportsnet interview Shane and Josh. Tell you, Shane looks like he could still play. You think Shane Doan's going to be the GM of Vancouver? It seems like a possibility. That'd be good. Tequila sues everything. Well, in moderation. In moderation. Jack Daniels Honey was upset they stopped selling it. I'm not a the flavored whiskeys can sometimes I like them going down. I don't like them as much coming up sometimes. I see lots of goals this series. Yeah, me too. I used to like bourbon. Max says I used to be a big bourbon guy too, and I don't buy bourbon anymore. Crown and Coke is pretty good. You cannot go wrong with a Crown and Coke. Your Friday night begins with a Friday with a Crown and Coke. I'm a big anything in Coke guy. I like tequila and Coke. Obviously, any rum and Coke is good. Never had a whiskey. Well, that's good, Karen. Also, shout out to all the non-drinkers out there. My brother does not drink at all, so I get it. We hang out and we don't drink when we hang out. It's all good. Good times. Ooh, please do bring someone you visit. The legend Pat Hickey is having open heart surgery on Friday. Really? Jesus, even I didn't know that. The idiots on TNT are falling in love with the Sabres. This might be the first time they've watched the Sabres all year. They're good. They're a really good team. I'm sure the Vancouver fans will get will get the GM they want. No, I think they're next to the Dorion hire. Yes, they got so mad that that they maybe cost Dorion a job there. I'm sure Toronto fans are wishing that they could have that similar pull. They do not have that similar pull. Hold on. What did Morgan say? Hi, Morgan, by the way. Barely saw you in the first round. I'm so happy to see you here for the second round. Am I the only one who thought Marty's chest thumping in a bit after game 7 was a little cheesy? So here's the funny thing, Morgan. I know a lot about sports. I know a lot about music. I was a video game critic for a number of years. I don't know anything about movies. Like I never go to the movies. I don't watch movies. It's not my thing. I had no idea that Marty St. Louis was quoting The Wolf of Wall Street in that his like chest pounding thing. Stu Cowan had to tell me. I had no idea. Stu was like, "Yeah, you don't know that reference." I did not know that reference. Putting anything in whiskey is sacrilegious. Even bad whiskey, like good whiskey. I'm like a real good whiskey. I was traveling first round. That's right. You were in Latin America before, no? Or were you in Belize? You were like somewhere. You were somewhere. You're in Mexico. Oh, you're in Guatemala. Maybe you were in Guatemala. Tequila and Tequila and Coke is punishable by death by firing squad in Mexico. That's where I learned how to do it. I was in Mexico and the guy was doing it for me, but I was also, it's funny. Yes, I am a gringo. I am also Mexican, but I was born and raised here, and I barely speak any Spanish. So I'm a bad Mexican. So I went down there, and everybody definitely thought I was a tourist, and I'm like, yeah, I guess I am. I guess I am a tourist. Don't drink bad whiskey. I'm a journalist. I definitely drink a lot of bad whiskey. Good whiskey needs no mix. Yes, that we're in agreement on that. But hey, some of us have to drink the bad whiskey sometimes. Excuse me while I vomit over the intermission coverage. I'm not even listening. They all have their Toronto face on, so I'm just like gonna assume that they're talking about the Leafs on the broadcast. I'm good. I'm good. I don't need to see that. Yes, you were in Guatemala, your winter home, but I was in the Florida Keys first round. Oh, isn't that's fun? I've never been to the Florida Keys, but it looks like a lot of fun down there. I am a Jimmy Buffett fan. Oh, I was like, why are you talking about Margot Robbie? I'm like, yes, Wolf of Wall Street. Yes, that I forgot that. See, that's how little I know about movies. That I was like, oh yeah, well, where's Margot Robbie? And yeah, she's in Wolf of Wall Street. That is true. Anyway, so yeah, I gotta look into Pat Hickey for you guys. I did my 23andMe 20 years ago, and turns out I'm related to Jimmy Buffett. Really, Morgan? That's fun. Do you wow, do you like the margaritas? Do you do different latitudes change your attitudes? You'd think Buffalo just won Game 7 in the Cup Finals the way these morons are slobbering. Buffalo's had that effect on people all season. You have to keep in mind that the Buffalo Sabres have, prior to the season, had not made the playoffs for 14 years. And then suddenly, not only were like got in the playoffs, but were like the best team by far for like 5 months. I mean, Colorado was up there too, but like Buffalo was insanely good for 5 months. So there's a lot of excitement about the Sabres, and I kind of get it. To go from being that bad to that good right away is kind of nuts, right? Like the Buffalo story defies logic. I don't think I've ever seen. I mean, I will say that when St. Louis won the cup, they were kind of in the same boat, right? They were last place in January, and then just like all of a sudden got crazy hot and rode it to the final and to a cup win, their first cup win for a franchise. So Buffalo, to me, have that similar track. Canadians are in their way. Carolina is going to be in their way. Maybe the Avalanche is going to be in their way. It's not an easy path. I thought the Blues had an easier path than that, but it's it's going to be tough. You were in Florida for round one and nobody cared about the lighting. Had to ask every night to have the TV turned on in the playoffs. Damn. Hello, 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 Anand. Hope you're doing well. We'll crush Carolina, Ray-Ban says. Ooh, I don't know about that this year. They are Carolina, I don't know. Carolina never seems that built for the playoffs, but I don't know. They seem pretty good too. The Leafs and NHL. Oh, I'm posting at La Presse just to throw in the vibe and chatting with you because Exep brought me here. That guy is boring. The La Presse has a chat going on and it's boring. Damn. I won't say. I won't say anything about La Presse. I love La Presse. Those guys are pals of mine. But hey, if you say so, I'll take it. I'll take it. I'm gonna screen grab that. I'm gonna screen grab your intro there and send it to my boss and be like, "Yo, no." Well, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I do that. Maybe I don't. I don't know. And yes, he was on the ice when we scored on the power play. Woohoo! Timur says. Oh well, hi Timur. By the way, welcome, 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 welcome. Yes. You know what, Timur? I'm gonna give it to you this time around because usually I'm kind of like, yeah, you don't like Caulfield, I get it. But this time around, he does have a lot to prove to you and me and to everybody in these playoffs. I do, I'm not content with him, having one shot on goal and having the most hits in a playoff game in the game 7. Like, I'm not saying that, he does need to score at the end of the day. So that's fair. That's totally fair, Timur, this time around. Sometimes I think it's like, sometimes he scores a hat trick and you're like, yeah, this guy. But so far this playoff series, he has not looked great. Pinfash says, "Of course I missed the goal. Maybe you were the good luck charm. Maybe when you get up and leave, they score, and then when you come back, we've had that happen before with people who've followed the live blog, and we forced them to go to the bathroom and stuff on power plays to 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 keep the luck going. Of course, I missed the goal. This one's tough. Earnings week for my company and tied up in work. Well, I hope everything is okay with your job, Pinfash. May it be good news, good news for you, and I hope everything's good. Morgan asks a very important question. How do you pronounce my last name? It's a very interesting one. My last name is pronounced here. I'm gonna spell it here. My last name is pronounced Layan. Layan. Eric Layan. It's Swedish. It's Swedish, but it's like not a very common Swedish. It's actually like it's a Swedish last name, but it's this Finnish spelling of lion. And the whole thing is that my family's from my father's side is from northern Sweden, like pretty close to where like Mats Naslund's from. And at that point, you kind of like Sweden and Norway and Finland kind of start to become one thing. You're like a northerner at that point. So, um, yeah, it's pronounced Layan. Uh, Montreal is my underdog team against Buffalo, but this is not about spicy chicken wings, but a hot dog communion à la angine de poitrine. Go Habs, go. This is the most Canadian Montreal message I've seen so far. I heard from my buddies today that today or yesterday or today, I can't remember now, is Steamy Day, which is apparently a thing. May 6th? May 6th, I think, is Steamy Day. So if you have the option to go somewhere nearby you and get a steamy hot dog, go do it. And if you don't, because you don't live in Montreal anymore, I know many of you don't live in Montreal anymore, and you're like, I miss the steamy hot dog. You can in an instant pot. Do you have an instant pot? If you've got an instant pot, you can steam the bun for like a second, and then it'll get that nice steamy kind of mushiness if you like the steamy bun. So I do that sometimes. As for getting the like old school high grade hot dogs, I don't know. You're on your own. I don't know if you can get those. You can get the Lester's ones, right? Those are those easy to find. I guess you have your own brands outside of Montreal. As for Angine de Poitrine, excellent band. If you guys have not locked into Angine de Poitrine yet, and you love let's say 70s style kind of mathy progressive rock groups, they're an instrumental band, but do check out Angine de Poitrine. I think you'll enjoy them. The gummies are already. Oh my god, you guys already took the gummies in the first period. Yo, you guys gotta wait till the third period to get the gummies. There's less Habs fans here than when the Habs played here in January. I have no doubt. Buffalo has rallied. All right, we're back for the second period here. Do you guys know what a Michigan hot dog is? It's plain with spaghetti sauce, but paprika is your own. So here's the crazy thing, Anand. I read recently that the Michigan hot dog, the one that like you get at LaFleur's, is actually a Plattsburgh, New York invention. Obviously, Plattsburgh is our little sister city across the border, but apparently Plattsburgh is where it came from. High grade hot dogs, eat at your own peril, but they call them high grade for a reason, baby. They're so good. All right, we're a minute into this new period. Coffee will get going. It's only a matter of time. Yeah, we keep saying that, but it's like, come in. Come in. I wish Bolduc was the player we traded for. He can be great in this series. Yeah, why is Bolduc? Donde está Bolduc? No, he's here. I thought a Michigan hot dog was over celebrating a lacrosse style goal. That's good. No, they call that the Trevor Zegras, actually, Morgan, I think. Oh, Harry's back from the horticultural meeting. Haven't touched a hot dog in 25 years. Karen, this is probably why you're in much better health than the rest of us, I think. You don't have a bunch of bad whiskey and hot dogs swimming in your system. Michigan hot dog with cheese and fries. Can we clog up our arteries any better? No, there's no better way to clog up your arteries than that. Heavenly. There was a great Michigan hot dog at the Cumberland Head campsite in Plattsburgh. Now we're getting into some real like Montreal Anglo Montreal lore. Getting down to Plattsburgh for summer camp. All right, we're 2 minutes and some change into this second period. It is still 2-1 for the Buffalo Sabres. Buffalo Sabres scored twice to enter the game. The first 2-goal lead against the Habs all playoffs. Tampa never got that done. And then Nick Suzuki got one back on the power play. And that's where we sit at 2-1. I go right by Plattsburgh to get to our summer home, Kelly says. Yes, you are very knowledgeable of your upstate New York. You always know what's going down. And the secret ingredient in the Michigan is cumin. Healthy smoothie every morning. Get your steps in and think happy thoughts. These are good, Karen. These are good ways to live. Tofu hot dogs and carrot bread for vegetarians. You can't have bread? Well, I guess you're a vegan. If you're a vegetarian, you can have the bread. But if you're vegan, yes, the carrot bread. I love Lafleur's, La Belle Pro Steamy and Fries. I love Lafleur's too. As has been established in Liveblog lore, I live 10 minutes from the Orange Julep, so I do go to the Orange Julep too often in life. Wendy's in Point Claire and Colonel Sanders south of the border. Shout out the Wendy's on Hymus and the Hymus and oh no, well the Hymus is like a pretty good Wendy's. No, but the OG Wendy's that I used to go to was the one in like Salaberry one. It's angine de poitrine and not angine de poutine, but it can be. Anyways, it's 3-1. I was in the midst of talking about poutine, and it's 3-1 Sabres, and that was really just like a pretty softy right there. That was a first class softy. Damn. Already not going well. I guess you know what? The Habs had a big series. Feeling like a little bit of a come down here. And I'm guessing oof, right through the glove. His glove was there, but it's only 3-1. Dobish never saw it. Dobish lost his net. Carry backed up too far. You allow that guy to score. Yeah, Jordan Greenway is not. But hey, Jordan Greenway's there, kind of playoff performer too. Thing I don't miss Montreal potholes. We still got them. We still got lots of them. Well, now Arbor will never play after the defensive screen job on Dobish. right through Dobesh. Early days, but we're being dominated. They were better. The Habs were a tinge better in the first. I don't think they were dominated. Right now, they're not playing very well. The second period's been bad so far, but they weren't dominated in the first. Certainly dominated on the scoreboard. 3-1 is a pretty nice lead, but let's not act like Dobish has led in 6. Having a nobody score before Caulfield is pathetic. Man, Jordan Greenway catching strays in this one. Chip Wayne get the next one. Marty will get the guys going. They play better when behind. Wait for the comeback. Carey has to block it and get out of the way. Hey, Kelly Winger, by the way. Yeah. No, that was a bad goal. Not gonna shy away from that, but is Monty the backup tonight? Certainly hope not. No, it's Dobe. It's Fowler. When the going gets tough, Caulfield does a good impression of nobody. Well, he did, I think, score many overtime goals and game-winning goals this year. So no, this is the exact moment that he should be scoring a goal. Sabres are crashing the net. They're very good at that. They're just big. Jacko wasn't on the ice. Yeah, he's in the clear. That was Carrier. Carrier was the guy. Imagine having a Hagel and a Thompson. Well, the Buffalo Sabres drafted Hagel, did they not? Didn't sign him? Let him go? Not a good period at all, Adam says. Yes. So far, not a good period. Only 200 shots, but I'd say that they haven't really established themselves very much. I don't want Fowler lit up, so I don't want to see him playing. This is not. I don't think we're getting to that level of. Ryan Arbor is never on the ice. That's what makes it kind of funny. It's a bit of a recurring joke now, but so far Jack Guy's played 403. Played 5 shifts, 403 tonight. Next goal is ours. Game on. Buffalo is one of the few teams faster than us. They are like just so comically big and fast. Like, it's kind of crazy how they've been able to accumulate. By the way, didn't Buffalo have about 1 to 2 more wins than us all year? Yeah, something like that. I mean, they were, what, 2 points ahead in the standings? Derek, hey Derek, by the way, we have such trouble with the strong forecheck. We're taking too much time to make decisions and passes. Our team speed is getting contained. Yeah, that is. They need to be quick on transition. Uh, but yeah, they'll tend to let their forecheck get through while they're trying to like look to get the puck, which is not going to work. Maybe 3-1 for the Sabres is like the Habs having to catch up. The Habs will indeed have to catch up. We'll see what happens. Habination says double shift your best lines only works if the other team doesn't know what you're gonna do, or your best lines are just too damn good. I mean, some lines on a good night cannot be contained. But these are the playoffs, and it can be hard to do that. Wouldn't Florian Jacki fit in for this series? I mean, Laval's got their series too. They got stuff going on too, so they gotta be wary a little bit about moving stuff up and down if they don't think it's gonna work. Folks, why did Lindy get run out of Dallas? Come on, he's going to choke at some point. I mean, Dallas has been going through quite a few coaches, and they got bounced in the first round this year. So I don't know. Not sure that's the coach's problem in Dallas. I think they might have more problems than that. Anderson hasn't been the same since game 2 in Tampa. He had one good other game. Was it game 6 or 5? He had one other game that I was like, oh, he's like playing pretty well. But yes, I know what you mean. He got taken out. He got there was that in game 2. There was that hit on. Oh, jeez, Louise, another post. Um, yeah, Josh Anderson got contained a little bit when he had that hit. He hit McDonough, and he kind of like fell and twisted his leg a little bit on the come down. So, but I thought he had one other good game that series. So I don't think he's been totally quiet since game 2. I would argue that he was so good in game 1 that like he may have set some false expectations for you. And yeah, it sure is. If the Habs can touch the puck, of course, it's going to be a power play. There you go. And I mean, yeah, I think Adam Carter, Buffalo scores here. It's over tonight. I think that 4-1 will be a pretty, in the playoffs, it's going to be a pretty big deficit. Too many pinches at this time causing odd man rushes. No, who was it actually this time? It was Gooley this time. It was Gooley. How's that a penalty? His stick broke and he grabbed the guy. That's like, and just the way that Buffalo was in the zone, they were gonna call something. Dobson out of position, winning a 9-shot game, 7. They didn't do that. Terrible, terrible period. And Gooley with another stupid penalty. That guy gets on my nerves. More posts. This is pathetic. They're beating Dobesh very easy. They are coming in fast, 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 and shooting hard. 2 posts this period for Buffalo so far. Lindy Ruff, top 5 career wins. Hey, I mean, there you go. It's funny. It's his second go around in Buffalo. It might even be his third go around in Buffalo. They keep bringing him back, but honestly, why not? If the Habs can bring back Claude Julien, Michel Therrien, why not? Why not bring back Lindy Ruff? Dobish finally covers up and stops some of the bleeding here. But yeah, 20 seconds left on that. Losing too many puck battles. Deno, you guys saying Deno was tripped? You're saying the penalties on Montreal are soft. Problem is that they're during sequences when the Canadians are just like floundering in their zone, and like if you're in that position where like they're running around and you can't get them, like they're gonna call a penalty on you every time. That's it. 4-1 Buffalo. Yoicks. Yeah, are we gonna see Fowler? What do you guys think? What do you think? I mean, I think that they'll probably put Fowler in at some point. I don't know if tonight's the night, but another Habs penalty coming up here. Ooh, no, Buffalo gets the penalty. That would have been funny. Simpson says Dovish isn't to blame on any of the shots. Yeah, I mean, like, he didn't, like, mess up on any of them, but they're just not playing well, and they needed him to save one of them. But yeah, I think this is a time where they're good offensive players just have to start playing well, man. Like this is not going to be a plumber series. This is going to be a series of goals, and they gotta start producing here. What was the regular season number? So they were 2-2. They were 2-2 in the regular season. Hold on, let me get the. Where did I see the season matchup earlier? It was in the. Oh, they really don't have the. They don't have the preview. It like goes away. Here, Habs versus Sabres game log. We can find it out this way. There you go. Stat Muse will always have it. And then it was, let's see. So goals for Habs, 4 to, so 6, 9, 13. So 13 goals for Habs. And then Buffalo was 9 plus 4. Also 13. So yeah, it was 13 goals for, 13 goals against in the 4 games in the regular season. So very even, very even. Going for the no shots on the power play. Passing is killing plays. They need to stop passing so much on the power play. It's just not working. You're gonna go play some Fallout. Which one? Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 3. Gotta be, or is this .ttfn? Is that Fallout? Is that the next? I don't know that acronym. The difference between Buffalo and the Habs, they shoot when they're on the power play, and the Habs don't. I know this no shooting thing is just getting like, it's getting so aggravating. I was hoping that the Habs were going to be like, that it would be the Sabres that would be like a little rusty, but no. Oh, and the Sabres got their little viewing party too. Is it just me? Hey, and Rabinow, by the way. Is it just me, or is Caulfield actively trying to not shoot? Yes, he is not shooting the puck. It's getting like insane. He has 1 shot tonight. He is definitely not confident, and he definitely double clutches a lot, and he's looking to pass, and not getting into the right lanes. And it's just been a mess, really, his game. Unfortunately, they clear the slot much better than we do. And then also I got this one from Ryan. Dobesh is being hung out to dry by our defense. Caulfield has been afraid of handling the puck since game 1 in Tampa. Why did Marty mess with that 4th line? I just don't think he thought Gallagher had the speed to play, basically. I don't think he thought that he had the speed for the series, and honestly, I can't say that I'm totally shocked by that revelation. Caulfield's feeling hits in his sleep right now. Struble over Jackeye. He's a better skater. Yeah, I was a little surprised about Jackeye in, but I think they really were thinking that this was going to be. They're so big and strong that they needed their strongest guy here. Wonder if Caulfield has a bad wrist. It's possible. I mean, I don't know. No, I don't know. I really have no idea what's going on. Max says, I'm surprised that Marty didn't pull Dobesh. 4 goals isn't bad, but when it happens on 8 shots, you got to try to stop the bleeding. Yeah, just like let him freshen his mind a little bit. It's a long series. You don't necessarily want to hang him out to dry tonight. Caulfield's not getting any room. They're on him like white on rights. He has to find spots and to get them quickly. That's the thing, right? And instead of doing that and trying to fight through it, he's trying to dish the puck, which I think is not not an effective way for him to be on offense. Marty is wrong with the 4th line. Mark says, we'll get better as the series goes on. Tough game 7. Day at the beach Monday. Flew to Buffalo Tuesday. This will be our worst game. I was hoping that they were going to come in like all hot from the Tampa series and that Buffalo would be a little muted because they had some time off, but I guess not. Jackeye needs to sit. Defense needs to shore up. Jackeye, Ryan says, has nothing to do with any of the goals. And stop with the dumb penalty. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like Buffalo's going to be as easy on the power play as Tampa was. Tampa's power play was very much neutralized, whereas Buffalo's is looking pretty good so far. Will we get an incredible comeback in the third? I mean, we're just barely halfway through this game. There's actually 7 minutes left in the second period. So there's a lot of time here for a comeback. It could happen. But our D sucks now. They're sucking tonight. I don't know if they're sucking. They're sucking. I don't know if the suckitude is permanent. Hopefully not. Lane's falling first goal sucked. Yeah, he had a rough start to the game. I don't feel like I've seen him be rough since. I said that I saw him give the puck behind the net. Whatever, it's okay. A lot can happen, Ray Ban says. I mean, yeah. I mean, look. I think these games are going to be pretty open. I don't think that Buffalo is going to be too. I don't think Buffalo's going to sit back. That's for one thing. I don't think they're built for that. I think they're just going to keep going, going, going with their big boys. How the hell can Texier miss that pass from Hudson? He's had a couple chances tonight, Texier, and Marty's all offense and no defense isn't working. Well, I will say that they did beat Tampa at their own game in the last series, and a lot of that was the defense playing very well. So there is some defense to their game. Texier heard footsteps on that pass from Hudson. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely possible. The Five Guys standing, watching Buffalo play. I want to get some Five Guys tonight. Get a burger after this game. I actually got some chicken in my Instant Pot. Oh, man. Dobesh scrambling. Hudson's been on the ice for over 2 minutes. Puck's finally down the ice. Okay, puck's finally down the ice. Buffalo looks 10 times better than Tampa. Oof. Ryan, telling it like it is. This is that's the playoffs though, man. You gotta like it doesn't get easier necessarily as you go along. Sometimes you get lucky and like, you face somebody a weaker opponent, but Buffalo, there's a reason why Buffalo finished ahead of Montreal and Tampa in the standings this year. And that was after playing like crap for 2 months. They are like absurdly good this season. Flat like a pancake tonight. Norris should get 2 for roughing. I don't see why Veleno's in. Nothing against him, but it's an odd choice. They're not outmuscling us, but they are outplaying us, Robert says. Karen just watched their PP. All passing. The Habs one, you mean? Yeah, they passed too much. Robert says they need to win the next game. This one is already 2 power play goals, 1 on a bad call, 1 on a legit call. Well, they'd still be up 2-1 without them. Robert says, I was afraid that we'd come out flat after game 7. Well, that has happened. That has come to fruition. The Habs are looking pretty flat. I don't know what they're going to do. Honestly, if the first line can get a goal, a 5-on-5 goal, and get those floodgates open for the rest of the series, I think that would be huge. I would feel a lot better about where the series is going. Even if they lost this game, if Caulfield or Slafkovsky can finally get on the board here at 5-on-5. Rayman says, still have another period. Buffalo will sit back soon. It's the Lindy Ruff specialty. Man, this team doesn't feel like... You're right that Lindy Ruff's pretty old school, but, like, I don't know. I don't feel like this team has it in it, but maybe. Kapanen over Veleno. If this series opens up a little bit more and there's more room out there, why? Yeah, maybe Kapanen does get back in there. I think Kapanen showed enough that they're, like, kind of not feeling him, but we'll see. Can't blame the refs. Blame the Habs and coaching. Yeah, this is just a pretty clear loss tonight if they keep it up, unless barring some massive comeback here. Rick agrees with me. The first line has to reconnect. That to me is like, if nothing else happens, if they lose 4-2 and the next goal, if a goal in the third period is scored by Cole Caulfield, I'm feeling really good about the next game. But if Cole and Nick and Uri, they've still got the droopy shoulders after tonight, I'm going to be like, come on, guys. Dach turned down the Stanley invitation to fight. Probably a wise move on Dach. Dach should not be fighting. Nobody should be fighting, really. There's just nothing in it to fight. If you got to defend a teammate or whatever, sure. But like a ceremonial fight at this point, I just like... There's nothing in it for you. There we go. Kirby Dach. What a double effort. I can't believe it. Double effort by Kirby Dach. And it's 4-2 Sabres. A double. I don't even know how he did that. Took the first shot, it was nice. And then he's like on his back and like whacking away at the second shot. How did he even do that? I don't even understand how he did that. Let's see this one. Dach takes the first shot from the outside, and then man, gets the second one. Definition of chipping away. This isn't over, Mark says. Unreal, man. Kirby Dach having a playoff. Just like we all drew it up, eh? Is that exactly how you guys predicted it going in the playoffs? And Kirby Dach would be like, and that Bull Duke would be like racking up the assists. Is that how you thought it was gonna go? No way. No way. Highlight reel up there with the goal Byron scored against the Leafs. Well, I hope it's as much of a turning point as that epic Byron goal. Wait until the makeup power plays come our way. The Canadiens are due for a power play, especially if they play a little better in the offensive zone. They can draw a penalty. Maybe they draw one right here. Not quite. Dach does it again. Yeah, you guys are definitely comparing it to Paul Byron when he was down and out and still scored the goal. We're in the final minute here. Can they get the puck up the ice? Final minute here in the second period. Man, Greenway. I know you guys were tough on Greenway before, but he just tried muscling his way to the net there. But that was a very more what you'd expect from Greenway, I'd say. Oh, Dano with a nice little play. Some momentum here at the end of the period, but not enough to get back, unfortunately. So it's going to be end of the second period here, and it's 4-2. Yes, the Canadiens are indeed leading in shots right now, and I don't think that that's crazy. I think outside of like one particular kind of point in the second period, I don't think that the Sabres have been particularly dominant. They've just like gotten some nice lanes on Dobesh and beat them, but I don't think the Canadiens have been like hopelessly outmatched tonight for the most part. There was one period like the first bit of the second period when the Sabres scored twice. Sabres were pretty dominant for that stretch, but I don't think that it's been like so blatantly like in Buffalo's favor. Okay, we had a good shift to end the period. Carry it into the third. Light years better 4-2 than 4-1. 2-1 Buffalo each period with our push coming late. That won't do in the third. We need to come out flying. That is very true, Timor. The Canadiens cannot go down 5-2. 5-2 and then it's with less than 20 minutes to play will be disastrous. Dobesh gave up 2 weak ones. He's human. Well, no, but they are physically getting taken to the woodshed. It's 23-19 hits for the Habs. They're not getting physically taken to the woodshed, but I know what you mean. The Buffalo guys are they're bigger and they're able to command more space. But it's not like. Yeah, there you go. Kelly kind of nails it. They're good. They're big, so they get in the lanes. And Dobish hasn't been able to see a lot of pucks, and then they shoot pretty fast in transition, and that's kind of how they've done a lot of their damage tonight. But D-men treating the puck like a hot potato. Another reason where Buffalo uses their size to their advantage. They're bearing down on the Habs, and the Habs are the defensemen are conceding a little too much. But yeah, as Bob says, Sabres have big D-men, but they don't hit. RD have almost 3 times the hits Sabres D in the first round. They're not a big hitting team, but they're big, and they have big sticks, and they take up a lot of room. They're very hard to get off the puck. But the Canadiens are still, you know, they're still not playing that well. You know, they have still given up 4 goals, and we're down 4-1 at one point. So it's not going great, but I don't think there's anything that's happened in this game that makes me think that this isn't going to be another close series. I do think that they're pretty evenly matched. As Ryan says, the Canadiens aren't quitting. They're not going to quit. They might get their asses beat tonight, but Rabinov says we need to have an energetic third. Yeah, that's Timur and Rabinov are right. They can't go down another goal. There's not enough time to come back down 3. But if you're 4-3 in the first 5 minutes of the third period, then you're really back in it. There's really it's almost anyone's game at that point. Dach and Bolduc have been playing well. They sure have. What a funny season Kirby Dach has. We all left him for dead at the end of the year. Even I, the known Kirby Dach apologist, at the end of the season was like, I don't think they're going to sign him that $4 million, the $4 million qualifying offer. And now I'm kind of like, yeah, maybe they will. To be honest, what matters is earning the split. Ryan says. We need to tie Buffalo in the third. Can't even imagine what Buffalo would do with our net empty. Yeah, no. No net empty, please. Honestly, the Habs have not played well since Game 6, Rabinov says. That is true. Nobody's going to sit here and defend their Game 7. But again, over the course of the series against Tampa, the Habs were better. They had the lead way more often than Tampa. Tampa barely had the lead that series. They won their games in overtime. They clawed back at the end. So the Habs, even if they got lucky in Game 7, over the course of the period, over the course of the series, played well. Eric, it's called a contract year about Kirby Dach. Yes, Kirby Dach is absolutely playing for his NHL contract. But Max, what I'm thinking here, and the way that they defended Kirby Dach after the Game 2 debacle, to me, says that the Canadiens are still at this juncture a lot higher on Kirby Dach than the rest of us are. Internally, I think they still believe that he's got all the tools to be an effective player in this league, and I don't think that they're going to give him away for nothing. That's what I think. I think that when I saw the way they defended him and then the way that he repaid that, I definitely think the Canadiens were already looking to bring him back, and I just misread the situation. That's what I think happened. So I think the Canadiens were always planning on bringing Dach back, and that they were actually kind of pro Dach. I think. Off this game for a sec. Podcast East Coast Sports on YouTube is a rabid fan. The last 2 minutes of the Tampa game with him are epic. Oh, I'll go check that out. Habs have had the harder hits. The hit on Dahlin was good. I can't say that any of the hits have been so I don't think this has been. Honestly, I think the Tampa series has been more physical than this one. This one is more like speed and size than hitting guys and slashing guys when the ref's not looking, cross check to the back. I feel like we haven't seen a lot of that so far. This hasn't been a very dirty series so far. Ryan Strome, really? That's who gets the CBC gig? Ryan Strome? Sure, whatever. Habs should have won in 5 if not for Vasilevsky. Tampa only led for 5 minutes all series. Kind of crazy. No, they led for more than that. It wasn't 5 minutes. I think I saw that number was refuted. I think it was 20 minutes, but they didn't lead for long. Colorado wins. Ooh, they are what are they up 2-0 against Mini now or 3-0? Where are they at? Colorado's up 2-0 on the Wild. That surprises me a little bit. No, not really. They're just so damn good. At 4 million. Yes, the qualifying offer for Dach is at 4 million. So you can sign him for more than 4. Like you can sign him for less than 4 per season over like a longer period, but I don't know. He's a year from unrestricted free agency. I'm not like that sure he's that interested in a long-term deal, but maybe. I'm not sure the Habs are either, to be honest. Caulfield got destroyed. Caulfield's getting. Did he? Was there a specific hit where he got like destroyed? And did I miss that one? I mean, I might. I might honestly missed it. I don't think he's played well at all, but I don't recall like one particular hit. If we had a true second line center, I'd have no issue with Dach as a third line center. So here's the funny thing: I had kind of seen Dach as morphing into like a third line winger. But he's been playing better in the playoffs as a center, so now I'm all confused again. I don't really know where he lands. He's not a true second line center, that's for sure. He's not like defensive enough to be a third line center, so he's more of like an offensive third line center. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Marty will make some adjustments. It'll be interesting to see what. It was 5 minutes that they led for the series. I thought it was more than that in the end. I could be wrong. I had the number somewhere. I sent it. I saw the number the other day and sent it to a friend, but I can't remember now where I saw it. Greenway mugged him. Yes, that is true. He did. I mean, he is a lot larger than Cole Caulfield, but yes, okay, I know which player you're talking about there. Greenway nailed him, then proceeded to lay on him while chirping in his ear. Yeah, I remember the like the bit after that. That's the goal. No, I just have the goal. I want to see the hit. I want to see the goal. Oh yeah, here's definitely the. Oh, here's the replay, but it's fucking not loading. Hold on. Here we go. No, this is from a year ago. What am I looking at? All right. Dach is playing his way to a new contract. I guess so. I mean, look, the Canadiens are at a point where they announced the new salary cap, so they're gonna have some money to burn. Um, it'll be interesting to see what happens. The thing is, I think the Habs are also going to aim higher for adding some players because at this point, there's no point in the Canadiens, I think, adding depth players. They don't really need any depth players. If they're going to add somebody, they're going to add like a big piece. Um, so that's where Dach maybe becomes the odd man out. Where if they need like, if they're going to sign like a big player, then maybe they need that room and they'll trade. They'll let Dach go. That's like definitely a possibility. I can see. I would like Robert Thomas, David Darcy said. Robert Thomas would be a lovely player. I just don't know if the Habs have what the Blues are looking for. But also, what are the Blues looking for exactly? I'm not entirely sure. The Blues are a weird team where I'm like, they played well at the end of the season, so I'm like, I guess they're not rebuilding. They have some good young players. They added some more. They got like Mayu in there. They absolutely grifted Islanders on the Braden Shen trade. Um, so I'm kind of like, what exactly? If St. Louis decides that they want to move on from Thomas and Kyrou, what exactly do they want? Doesn't look like they want a full rebuild. I feel like they're gonna dangle Rob Thomas and Kyrou to try to get like a Brady Kachuk or a if heaven forbid the walls come down and Austin Matthews is on the move. St. Louis to me would be like the kind of team because St. Louis is not historically hasn't been much of a rebuild team. They're more of like a we want to compete for the playoffs every year kind of team. And I don't know if that attitude has changed. They're the kind of team that really does benefit from the playoff gates. Like they do want the money from the playoff gates. I prefer Carlos Santana to Rob Thomas. Trust me. I think about that joke, making that joke every time I hear Rob Thomas. But I'm done. I'm just not that smooth. Uh, Everybody wanted Hage, so now what? Yeah, I mean, guys, would you trade Michael Hage now that you know that he's not coming until next year? Now, let me tell you with Hage, there's no reason to believe that he doesn't want to come. He really just wanted to go play another year in college and then come over. Would you move Hage to get somebody to help the team now in this offseason? This is the question I have for you. I still believe the Habs go after McTavish. He's not happy. They aren't happy. Yeah, I'm pretty surprised with how things went down with Mason McTavish in Anaheim this year. That team was otherwise having a great year. And Mason, they've kind of like, he's kind of the odd man out there. I don't know what they're, I don't know what Anaheim's looking for. What do they need? I guess they would also be kind of in that Habs mode where they're like looking for that like one piece to kind of take them to the next level. Um, could totally see them being interested in a Brady Kachuk. Mason McTavish for Brady Kachuk, is that a thing? The Eastern Conference runs through Carolina. Look, I think it's really obvious that Carolina is going to beat Philly, and I don't think it's going to be a particularly hard series for them. Um, so yeah, I mean, whoever wins this series is going to be is going to face Carolina next round, almost guaranteed. So we'll see. Santana's Smooth is a terrible song. Carne Vasari is the jam. I mean, there are two worlds of Santana. There's the Santana that was making freaky ass psychedelic music with kick ass guitar solos, and then there's like the weird pop shit he was doing at the end of his career to make some money and whatever, man. Make your hits. Nothing wrong with that, but yeah, dude's got some good freak out. Dude's got some good freak out shit if you like that kind of music. Trade Michael Hage to the Laughs for the second pick, the number 2 pick. Well, they have the number 1 pick. The Leafs have, don't they? Give them Monty 2. Centers like Thomas are very rare. I'd move Hage for sure. The thing is, I don't know if St. Louis wants a Michael Hage or they'd want somebody to step in right away. That's the issue. Hage won't be traded. He was born to be a Hab. I don't think the Habs are looking to trade him. Let me like be really clear about that. But if the Habs want a really good piece for next year, he's the first guy that everyone's going to ask about. Everybody's going to ask like, "Yo, do you want or like if the Habs call on I don't know who. I won't even tell you. Hey, Brian Gianta's at the game, and he's wearing Sabres gear. Brian Gianta says he's just rooting for a good series. And he said that the Habs fans booed him. Damn. How soon we forget. How soon we forget. He was a good captain. He tried hard, man. He's like a little Gallagher before Gallagher. Yeah, I got some Santana fans in the house. I like it. Hage will come, but no one will ask about him for a while now. Well, no, but now other teams will look at him and be like, we can afford to wait a year for him to come. So if you want this veteran player, oh, we're back, by the way. We're back for the third period. I mean, Caulfield with a nice shot right off the opening draw here. Hage, Reinbach, and picked for number 3 overall. But the Habs don't want another pick though. The Habs want like a now player. Yeah, the Habs don't want another pick, I don't think. Holy shit. Santana and John McLaughlin acoustic set at Université de Montréal. That's a fucking night. That sounds dope. I wish I had gone to that show. Probably wasn't alive at the time. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe I was. Who's the number 3 pick? I'm not gonna lie, guys. As soon as it became clear that the Habs were gonna pick like 25th, I was like, I don't care. I'm not paying attention to this anymore. I don't got time for it. I don't got time for the draft. What's going to happen to Cooper? Tampa has been ousted in the first round for 4 years in a row. I'm a little surprised. I think Cooper. I'm a little surprised if Cooper doesn't like take a step back himself. I don't think they would fire him. I think they would talk to him and be like, "Do you think you're the solution here?" And John will maybe be like, I don't know. I'm tired." And then he leaves, and then he takes a year off, and then he goes somewhere else. That to me feels like the way to handle that situation. But I do think they need the Tampa post season presser was really. If you're a Tampa fan, you gotta be pretty depressed, man. They were mad and like not really, did not seem like they were happy with the situation. Nice try by the Habs there. Timonov did not get by Timmins there, that's for sure. That's why you don't trade 2 first rounders and a pick for someone you have no clue about. Who's this in reference to? What is it? That's not Dobson, is it? Are you talking about Dobson? I think they had a pretty good clue about Dobson. Or are you talking about trading 2 first rounders and a pick for another pick? Oof. Jack Quinn with a nice chance there. Tampa says they want Cooper back. I mean, they can't run out the same team again. Buffalo, Montreal, these teams are getting better. Ottawa's probably going to be better once they figure out what they want to do with Brady Tkachuk. Third round pick. What about the third round pick? Gooley's penalty was a backbreaker. That was not a very good penalty. That is true. Texier is an odd skater. He's not like a power skater. I'll give you that much. Our young guys will be even better next year. I mean, guys like Demidov and Slavkovsky are still like absurdly young, right? So I am a little like, who knows, man? Who knows what's gonna happen? Oh, he was talking about your deal for the third pick. I see. Oh, sorry, I see what you mean. I mean, they're just not in the position where they want another lottery pick. It's just not what they need. They want a player that's gonna be like with this core, you know. If they're gonna spend a lot, it's gonna be for, a 25-year-old kind of guy, like another Dobson type. Point said he was healthy. I have a hard time believing that. I had a hard time. I was really shocked when Tampa was like, "Yeah, I know what he was hurt." Like, really? Because Braden Point looked like crap that series. But then again, so did Caulfield, and he doesn't seem to be hurt. Just seems to be playing badly. So it does happen. You do just get Point's not a big guy. He could have also just been grinded down in the playoffs. Nice try, Slavkovsky there. Damn you, Alex Tuck. You're so good. Tuck's a little old for the Habs' core, but man, he's the exact kind of player that I'd want them to get. Anyways, he's got to go back to Buffalo now, right? They're actually good. His hometown team is finally good. Buffalo may sit back and try to protect the lead. They have actually been doing that. I think they've been doing that. TSN Bar Down suggested Hage, Reinbacker, and a first for McDavid. Are the people at Bar Down drunk? Because that might be where that trade offer came in. By the way, if somebody can please, for the love of God, give me a give give me give me an update on David Reinbacker. I missed last night. I was out last night and I just got a bunch of messages. Reinbacker's hurt again. I was like, what? I don't want to know. Don't even tell me. I will say also Buffalo not very effective at the stretch pass. I thought Tampa was not that bad at it, but I will say that Buffalo not their game. They will just skate the puck hard through the zone or like dump it into the zone and then just out muscle you for it and then off they go. But I can't say that Buffalo is a team that passes the puck particularly fast. They move fast though. They skate really fast. Reinbacker will play Friday. Lovely. Thank goodness. Lots of rebounds. Who's that laughing? Peyton Krebs. Cooley's on one knee here. Shooting doesn't seem like an issue tonight. Buffalo definitely concedes more shots than Tampa. Tampa really just clogged everything up and didn't let you go through. But Buffalo will let you do that, but then they're pretty confident in the size of their defensemen that they'll be able to get the puck out of harm's way. Habs doing a great job also on faceoffs tonight. They're 62% on faceoffs. Why is Veleno in over Kapanen? I think they wanted Veleno's. I think they thought this was going to be like a fast and physical series, and those are two things that Veleno is good at. He's good skating and he's good at being physical. So I think they thought he was going to be a good fit tonight. I mean, how much has he really played? Not that much, I don't think, right? He's played 8 shifts only, 657, and he's hit 2 guys. So he hasn't played that much. I think Veleno's played well, Max. And I saw him in that one play where he was like cycling down low. That I was like, oh yeah, he's like moving pretty well. But yeah, I can't say. I mean, he hasn't played that much. Right? He's played 8 shifts tonight. It hasn't been like so much. Veleno sucks. Veleno can't score at all. He does other things for the team. He will hit quite a bit. He will win strong side faceoffs, and he will kill some penalties for you. So he's like kind of a useful player, but yeah, he's your 13th forward. He's not a star player here, but I think Kapanen is just like pretty tapped out at this point. I don't know if he's got anything more for this season. I will specify, but I think he's still going to be a great player going forward, but or a good player going forward. But I think they feel like Kapanen is just like a bit out of his depth at the moment. Eventually, Marty will move Caulfield around to free him up. They got to try something with him. What's happening right now is not working. Kapanen should play Friday. Yeah, this so far this series has been a little more open than I thought. There's definitely lots of room to play, so I don't see it being a bad opportunity to get him in there. Man, Tuck just gets into a nice little lane here, and Thompson's going to the net. Man, you got Tuck and Thompson going to the net. Like, what the hell are you gonna do? They're so big, and they move so well. I want to see Galley. Oh, I think if Gallagher plays in this series, it might be because things are very dire. I really don't think that they think he's got the speed or the physicality at this point to like hang in this series. Tampa was like a little more station to station. He was able to catch up, but this Buffalo series, they're just too fast. Marty played our biggest players tonight. That's true. He did opt for Veleno. Mark's wondering, why are the D-men backing up so far? I think they're a little taken back by the size and speed of the Buffalo players so far. I think that they're backing up too much because they're just getting like overwhelmed by Buffalo's speed off the rush. To be honest, with Evans second line center, Veleno plays PK, so Evans doesn't get worn out. Yeah, but also Evans is like, you know, not a second line center. Like he is, but he isn't. They're big. We have youth and speed, don't we? Well, they're all. The thing is about Buffalo is that they're also a young and fast team for the most part. They're like slightly older than the Habs, but not really. Like they're bigger than the Habs, and they're pretty comparable in terms of youth and speed. So Buffalo has like a bit of an edge in some respects, but I do think that the Habs are a bit of a deeper team, and I think their star. I think Montreal star players are a little better than Buffalo star players. Tampa was not that big. Is also they weren't. They're definitely like they have some nasty guys, but like Hagel's not that big. Gourde wasn't that big. Those guys still know how to play like rough game, but they're not. They weren't big. So we are 11 minutes left in the third period, and still 4-2 Buffalo. Buffalo at one point was up 4-1, and the Habs got one. That's offside by about a mile. Buffalo was up 4-1 at one point, and the Habs got one back in the second period. But so far, nothing to do in this third period, and they're down, so they really need to like. Karen is very zen. So is Ray-Ban. They're both very zen. Buffalo is bigger, faster, skilled, disciplined, and well coached. This will be a heavy lift. They're not that much more disciplined. So we checked earlier, and the Habs were fifth most penalties per game, and Buffalo was seventh. So they're pretty comparable in that department. Like they can take some penalties with the best of them. Caulfield absolutely just stripped of the puck in his own zone, really. And then another post. And who was it who saved that goal? Uh, was the lottery draft during the playoffs last season? I can't recall. Yes, it was. They did have the lottery. Slav and Caulfield totally invisible. So disappointing. And tonight really ought to be a night for Slavkovsky, especially too, because Buffalo has a lot of players like that, and so you'd think that Slav would elevate his game, and it just hasn't happened, man. Very disappointing for the first line tonight. I thought that this would be an opportunity to break free from like the very veteran laden Tampa team, and it just hasn't happened. An emotional game seven. They had some extra rest. No big deal. Max, like I don't get some of these posters. Doc Bolduc, Veleno have been the Habs' best line tonight, yet they don't want Veleno out there. Yeah, I don't really know why Veleno's getting. I mean, Veleno's not that good, but I don't know why he's not the reason the Habs are losing, right? A bit like with the Jack Eye thing, where it's like Jack Eye's not the reason this team is losing. This team is losing because their good players haven't been that good. Well, 8 minutes to go, and still nothing. Got about 7 minutes now left in this one, and still nada. The time is moving real fast in this period, I gotta say. Bolduc doesn't bring much to the table. Another disappointment. I mean, he literally just set up the second goal. I thought he was pretty good on that one. I mean, the thing is that I mean, Bolduc's been getting his like point, his like one goal, or one assist every night. I mean, he's not going to do more than that for you. Like, he's what he is. Push boys now or never. Just one goal. They just they've had ample opportunities to like get back in this one, and they just like have not had that push tonight. Maybe I'm crazy, but I'm not overly impressed with Buffalo. We need to adjust. Yeah, I mean, Habs are out shooting them, out hitting them, winning them in the faceoff dot. Buffalo's taken advantage of their opportunities and have scored, and they're pretty deadly off the rush. And the Habs have had a tough time containing some of the forwards, but like, I can't say that Buffalo. If anybody's watching this game and being like, "Oh, this series is over," like, really, I think it's gonna be a pretty close series once again. I don't think that Buffalo is like leap years ahead of the Habs. I don't think the Habs are going to walk away with this one, but necessarily. But I think it's anybody's series really, and it's not a great start for the Habs, but I don't think they've shown that they're outmatched in the way that I feel like Boston was pretty outmatched. I expect something Friday. Yeah, the Habs can't. The Habs can't come back to Montreal down two. That's for sure. Hey John, Habs need that next goal soon. I know, like there's still like kind of a bit of there's still 6 minutes left in this game. Like they can still come back, but it's like they've got enough time. There's only two goals against Alex Lyon is not like impossible. We still need to win game two. This game is finished. Yeah, I mean, at this point, scoring two goals to come back is tough, but it's not out of the realm of possibility, but it's extremely unlikely, just statistically. But do they need to win game two? Yes. You can't go back to Montreal down 2-0. I don't think they'd be in a good spot at that point. So if they split, it's not too bad. Tonight is not a great game, but it's not like the end of the world either. Home ice is not that strong. Yeah, you don't. The Habs are not so good at home that you want them to have to win two games in a row at home. They certainly could not do that in the. Cole is lost. What the fuck? I don't know what's going on with Cole. He's not. I really thought that he was going to come into this particular series looking better and slap. No. They're not going to win this series if these guys can't figure it out. And I really thought that things would open up a little bit against Buffalo, and they would have the floodgates would open, and they have not opened. They are back on their bullshit, basically. The real problem was the Habs didn't draft like the Sabres. I mean, the Sabres traded a lot of picks and actually have drafted kind of horribly in some respects. A lot of their like 10 to 12 picks have been pretty bad. All right, well, there's less than 5 to play now. Still at 4-2. Buffalo's not flashy, but they're solid, disciplined, play well all three zones. They're bigger and wear us down. They have better D zone exits and efficiency. Their grind will kill us. Again, they're not. discipline. They're the 7th most penalized team in the league. But I agree with the rest of what you said. We won't beat Buffalo without our number one line scoring. Yeah, no, they need the line. Get Slav. I know that's why. Like if to me, if like Slav or Cole could get a goal in the last couple minutes, even if they lose 4-3, I'm like, okay, those guys have like woken up. Maybe they come in the next game flying, but it's just like another game of like, it's not great. It's not inspiring. That's for sure. We got 3:17 to go now. I mean, Evans had a nice chance point blank there, and but he shot it right in that guy, and he's down. He's not doing well. Yeah, Dobesh is indeed. We're getting our chances, just not our night. We'll be fine. Yeah, but you know, Evans waited too long. Yeah, he waited for the guy to get in there and then just shot it right at him. Shot point blank at that guy. Ironically, we've played better today than Sunday. It's not wrong. Marty's taking notes. Don't worry, he sees where he needs to adjust. Where do the Habs need to adjust? That's a good question. I love that point, Ray Band, but I'm curious to know what you guys think that entails. Where do the Habs need to adjust? How do they not do this again uh, against Buffalo? So it's 6-on-5, as you know, with 2:30 about. Nice try, Slavkovsky. Picard said the data can be perfect and still lose. Not that we have been perfect. Stay out of the box. No dumb penalties. That's where they need to adjust. Gooley's ridiculous penalty kill us. Not take a penalty seconds into the game. That was a bad one. Not a lot of adjustments needed, Blue says. Stay the course, you're feeling. A little less than 2 to play. Oh, that was like a real floater. I mean, I definitely feel like Caulfield and Slavkovsky are getting more opportunities here than they did. So the Habs are out shooting them 11-1 in the third period. That's going to be offside. More you see nothing. Would you say Kucherov is a bust because of his recent playoff performances? He has been like weirdly disappointing in the playoffs. He's gonna have to figure. That's a big part of like how Tampa's gonna have to figure their thing out. Buffalo is a better team than Tampa. All perimeter stuff. Gallagher would crash the net if nothing else. We need to get that top line going. Yeah, how do you get the top line going? How do you get the top line going? Cabs call timeout. How do they get that top line going? I feel like they tried everything. Good lord. Nothing even strength for Slavkovsky, Cole Caulfield so far in these playoffs. In these entire playoffs. It's crazy. It's crazy to me. Buffalo simply dumped the puck out in the third. No forecheck at all. Shots are really not that indicative. Yeah, meaning they sat back, meaning the Habs had opportunity to do something here. Oh, my little show on stream thing isn't working. Okay. It's okay. We don't need to see anything. Valeno brings nothing. Cap in next game. There we go. Yeah, if they dumped the puck out, then the Habs should have had more opportunity to bring the puck in, and they haven't figured it out. Well, here's an empty net opportunity here that did not get taken advantage of, but there's 30 seconds left here. Are the Habs going to be able to get at least a goal? Oh, not much time left here. It's looking like you need 2 goals. Never mind the million passes. I know they're trying to they're really just trying to play their game, but I do think an adjustment is needed. An adjustment is needed for the playoffs. I do think they need to bang and crash the net a little more. I know that's not how they scored their goals during the season, but I think they do need to try that a little more here. Off to Buffalo Friday. Rick, have a wonderful time in Buffalo. Best of luck to you. I hope you have an enjoyable game, enjoyable time. We just need a split. Ain't that the truth? We'll see you guys Friday. They didn't win, but yeah, that's what happens. But I didn't think they got. So the Habs outshot them 28-16. The first line, still, man, cannot score. But yeah, no, let me know if you're feeling. Are you feeling good? Yeah, let me know how you're feeling about the series. About that, I mean, wasn't indicative of anything, I don't think. But I mean, they can't just let they can't take penalties. Power plays, the Sabres power play is too good. That to me is like the big takeaway here. The bad penalties got to stop. Why do they keep playing Dancing with the Dark on the CBC broadcast? God, that's annoying. I like Dancing in the Dark, but like, why do they keep playing it? What does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with anything? Nothing. Still early, but I don't want to see the Habs go down 2-0. Yeah. 6 or 7 could go either way, Timur says. Better on Friday. Need to find a way to get to the net. Lyon has seen the puck. Yeah, he's not that good like he should. They should be able to. Thanks, Karen, for joining. See you. Steve Frost says Montreal in 5. He's feeling it. Nick scored. Nick scored at least. But Slavkovsky and Caulfield are still looking for their first points, even just at 5-on-5, which is like mind-boggling to me. Not a good series. Not a good series in Tampa for them. And their series started off poorly here, unfortunately. Mark's going to watch the post game. Not discouraged. Still thinks he can beat them. So let's see what happens. Thank you all so much for joining. Let's get to you guys what's happening. So I hope you guys got to watch the Buffalo Montreal playoff preview. We have a super huge treat for you guys on Friday morning. We recorded Chris Nyland talking to us about the Torch and what it was like. So please do tune in for that. It's going to be so much fun. He's so much fun in that episode. He loved it. It was a great moment in his life, as you can imagine. And then we're going to have, obviously, Hidden Game after tonight. We're going to have About Last Night tomorrow morning. You can check out the live blog on the website right now if you want to watch the highlights, but there really weren't any, so why would you want to? But otherwise, I'm just going to see you guys on Friday for Game 2, again in Buffalo, 7 p.m. So thank you for joining, and have a good night. And, yeah.